Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm the Sunstar Shaman, and today I'm going to tell you why. Because I like Sunstar as a weapon, but you notice that when you tier stack on this server, there's a couple of classes that do it a little bit better. You got the Mage Lightbenders, you got the Archer Bolt Slingers, but I wanted to show you something I came up with using Sunstar as an Acolyte Shaman, which is a little counterintuitive because you'll notice this weapon has negative healing efficiency. But I'm going to show you how I use it in raids, and I see a lot of success personally. I'm going to begin with the skill tree, and this is probably the most important part. Otherwise, I don't think this build is all that viable. But once you make your way, you mosey your way all the way down the Acolyte side with Blood Sorrow. You'll notice that it says Blood Sorrow if you cast Uproot or Haunting Memory. It'll spend 70 points of your blood pool to do the devastating cool beam. Haunting Memory is when you switch masks. It'll throw your mask out and it'll debuff the thing in front of you for 4 seconds, then you get your mask back. It also does a bit of damage, which is really cool. So you can use masks alongside Blood Sorrow. Because without Haunting Memory, you cannot use Blood Sorrow. The game will simply switch masks and you will never activate it. What are the two masks that I am using with this build? Mask of the Lunatic and Mask of the Fanatic. For those unfamiliar with the Mask of the Lunatic gives you 30% more damage, but you take 20% more damage. And being a Shaman that's already taking a bonus 40% damage, that means you're taking a poop ton of damage, and you do not want to do that, which is why we're also playing the Mask of the Fanatic to give ourselves resistance. I find that when I have this on, especially with the aspect, I become very tanky. That's the skill tree. Let me show you the build to make this Sunstar pop, which is, of course, a very slow attack weapon, but it has attack tier. It has 1 already, so all we need is about 4, I think. So, for the helmet, I'm using Luminous Aether, gives dexterity, helps me get to that 115 minimum. The shoes are Nether Scar, the other attack tier item. Then I'm using the Flashfire Knuckle and Gauntlet. You get this from the corrupted Slycar dungeon, the slimy guy. And then I'm using Recalcitrance. This is really cheap. This should be the Diamond Static Necklace. I don't have friends to do the Legendary Island with, so I should give it a shot with this build. But for the rest of the build, this ring can be anything. I think it needs to give points, or you can have a chestplate that gives points. I'm using Ornate Shadow Guard, because I just like the raw stats on it, the health and everything, and defenses. And you'll notice that I have air powders on most of these, and it's not for any specific reason other than just trying to get all of the defenses to above 0. I'll also share the build in the description, so that way you guys can give it a look over as well. Before I show you the damage, let me show you the problem with using Sunstar as an Acolyte. I've summoned my totem, and my totem is, he's taking away, he's taking my blood. Now, how an Acolyte usually regenerates the health is with natural regeneration, which this build lacks a lot of, or by using Aura. So let me cast Aura real quick. And the negative healing efficiency means I barely went positive. I would have to cast Aura over and over and over again with Sunstar in order to get my health back up to full. That's why I have this. Twin Mines. There's a couple weapons, relics in this game that have positive healing efficiency, but I like Twin Mines because it's very slow, so it'll benefit from all of the attack tiers, as well as it reduces the aura cost. So what I do is, to build up my blood pool, I will use this good old Twin Mines, and I'll cast Aura, and you'll notice a significant increase in healing. 1, 2, and 3. I'm all good to go. And then I'll switch back to my Sunstar. So this weapon is for healing and building up the blood pool. This weapon's for damage. And let me show you how I use it. So under the effects of the totem, if you switch masks or you activate the Lunatic Mask, which is the damage mask, it'll activate Blood Sorrow, consuming 70% of the blood pool. And then you spam melee, and you'll get a pretty decent amount of DPS in a nice little burst, 150k DPS. Then I'll switch to my other mask, the Fanatic Mask. It'll consume another 70, and I'll get to do it again. So that was like 100,000, and now I'm in the defensive mask. Switch back to the Mask of the Lunatic, a damaging mask. So you're doing these nice little spurts and bursts, 164,000, nice, of damage, just rocking back and forth. Now for the King of Colossus specifically, I like the Fanatic Mask a lot because even with this amount of health, just the 1500 health, you can survive a swing from a sword. When everybody goes back, you can just switch to the Mask of the Fanatic and you can take the hit, teleport back to the totem, and keep going. And then with the Mask of the Lunatic, give a really cheap aura aura, and even with Twin Minds, the aura is a good 16, so you can spam it to save someone's life. Just keep spamming heals. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to show some Sunstar, Acolyte, Shaman gameplay in my next video in the Canyon Colossus to really show you how effective this build can be. I really do like Wynncraft because it really proves that any build can be a good build if you put your mind to it. But, alright, peace.